Let me take you back to a place you all know, school. Every year, 800,000 young people leave school in Germany. And over the past 7 years, I've had the privilege of working with many of them. I've met teenagers at fancy private schools who get dropped off in their parents' luxury cars and seem to have endless opportunities. I've met kids at small village schools where everyone knows each other since kindergarten. And I've talked to kids at public schools where the daily struggle isn't about homework. It's about making it safely through the week. From privilege to poverty, from the big cities to the small countryside. I've listened to thousands of their stories. And although every story is unique, I found something they all share. Deep down, almost every teenager I met is wrestling with the same question. Am I good enough? So let's be real here in Berlin. Who remembers being 15 and feeling a little bit insecure? If you do, please raise your hand. Wow, that's quite a lot. And I guess we all remember, no? But here's the difference. Back then, when we came home from a stressful day at school, we could close the door to our rooms and shut the world out. Today, young people can't. The stress follows them into their bedrooms through TikTok, Instagram, and endless notifications. It's a constant, it's an exhausting pressure to be prettier, to be better, to be liked. And as if this wasn't enough, war has returned to Europe, climate headlines scream, "No future!" And AI live asking them, will there be even a job for me? Yet, as heavy as all these external challenges are, what I found is this. The biggest struggle young people face isn't the one here. No. It's the one here, inside. So, our challenge as a society is not only teaching them physics or algebra, it is also teaching them how to believe in themselves. It is showing them that they have what it takes to build their future, even when the world around them keeps telling them that they don't. What every teenager needs in these uncertain times is one believer, and that can change everything. I know this to be true because if it wasn't for one believer in my own life, I probably wouldn't be giving this talk here today. And to meet him, we have to travel back exactly 10 years ago. We're in 2015. And hi, this is me, Pascal at 23, with no clue where life would take me. I had just quit my first big job and was starting over as a volunteer teacher in Mexico. And I don't know why, but the school director thought it was a good idea to put me in charge of a class called Personal Orientation, which is, looking back, quite funny because the one person who actually needed this kind of orientation was me, the teacher. In order to save money, I moved in with a local Mexican family, and that's how I met this guy, my amazing host brother, Diego. First thing Diego tells me when I arrive is this: I don't know if my parents told you, but we have no guest room available, so we have to share mine. Oops. We walk into his room, I see one bed and one air mattress on the floor. Diego looks me in the eyes and says, "You take the bed, I'll sleep on the mattress. Mi casa is tu casa." Wow, I thought, either this guy is insane or freaking special. The next day I started teaching, and for the first time in my life, I actually felt like my work mattered. I truly loved every single day in the classroom. So 6 months passed like this. On my very last night before going home, Diego and me are having one of those deep, late night, deep shit conversations about life and everything. I'm on the bed, Diego's on the mattress when he asked me, "So what is it you are going to do when you're back home?" And immediately I know the answer, because I've been carrying it with me ever since I started teaching. But now, at this moment, I'm feeling insecure. Eventually, I gather my courage and say, my dream is to help young people chase their dreams. And as I'm finishing this sentence, I'm preparing myself for the usual judgment, something like, what the hell is this? Or how would you even earn money with that? But Diego, he is indeed special. He just smiles and then asks one simple question. When? When are you going to do it? I stared at him, confused. He then looks me straight into the eyes and says just 5 words. He says, Yo creo en ti, hermano. I believe in you, brother. He didn't laugh. He didn't ask me how. He was just this one believer I needed. Looking back to that night, to that conversation, I realized it was the true starting point of the company I built together with an incredible team. And we've built it around one big question. And the question is this one. How would our society change if every young person had one believer in their life? Imagine this. So that became our mission, to bring this idea into every classroom, into every school here in Germany. And although we still have a long way to go, as of today, we were able to inspire over 80,000 young people. At our seminars, we don't teach them facts or formulas, we teach them courage. How is it to believe in yourself? How to discover your strengths? We remind them of their dreams, and most importantly, we show them that they actually matter. And when you see a young person light up for the first time, when they start to realize, I can do this and I am enough, that's when you witness the impact such a day can have. Let me take you back to one of our seminars about 2 years ago at a school close to Heidelberg. That day, we met Angelo. He sat in the first row, was always listening closely but hardly saying a word. During group exercises, he struggled to find a partner, and when asked to write something down he was currently proud of, he stared at the blank page before him. But something that day started to change when we talked about strengths, the idea that every one of us has something special inside. After the session, Angelo walked up to us and said, that was the first time someone showed me that I actually have strengths. He smiled. He left for the break, and after the break, as our seminar continued, we started talking about the importance of self-confidence. And on that day, we did a little exercise we usually do with 9th graders. But this is Berlin, this is TEDx, this is the last talk. So I thought it might be a good idea to do this little exercise here as well. Are you ready, Berlin? If you are, then please put your right hand on your left shoulder. Everyone, right hand on your left shoulder. Very good. That's better than in school. Awesome. And now, please, kindly say a simple sentence to yourself. The sentence goes like this. I'm good enough. At 3, we start together, Berlin. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. I'm good enough. That was okay. I know your energy is low. Maybe we try it again, this time with even more self-love. Berlin, are you ready? At 3 again. 1, 2, 3. I'm good enough. Usually it works a little bit better if we do it with others. So if you sit like this, please put your right hand on the left shoulder of your neighbor, right hand on the left. Yeah, right to the left, right, left. Okay, good. The sentence is slightly different. It goes like this. You are good enough. With a smile on your face, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Now let's include everyone. Left hand, right shoulder, left hand, right shoulder. Same sentence, 1, 2, 3. You are good enough. Wow. Now please have a quick look at the faces of the people sitting next to you. Either you see a big happy smile from someone thinking, oh, that felt so good. Or you see an awkward face from someone thinking, what the heck was that? Both reactions are perfectly fine. Usually after this exercise, I ask 3 quick questions. Question number 1, you can be honest. Was this a little bit cringe? Question number 2, did that felt a little bit forced? And question number 3, is there something true about it? If yes, then it might be this. At our core, we all want the same. To be accepted and loved for who we are. And if this is true, then it might be time we start treating each other that way. Let me take you back to Angelo. 2 years ago, I showed him this slide and I can still see his eyes filling up with tears. After the seminar ended, he waited for more than half an hour after everyone else had left just to say us one thing. Thank you. We smiled, and then he shared with us why this had meant so much to him. And he told us a story you will never forget. He told us that sometimes he's listening to his parents talking about him through the thin walls next door. And on the night before our seminar, he had heard them talking again. But this time, they weren't talking about his future or his grades. They were saying that he was a burden to them. A burden. We stood there speechless. And then Angelo said, you know, yesterday I fell asleep and I felt like I'm a burden to everyone. But today, you show me that I'm not. You showed me that I'm a good person. Yes, you are. This happened 2 years ago, and although Angelo's story is indeed unique, his situation isn't. What I see every day in German schools is this: more and more young people are growing up without a single believer in their lives. No believer at home, no believer in their family, no believer in the inner circle of friends. They are surrounded by people, yet often feel left alone. So it should come as no surprise to us what the current research shows, and you've already heard it today. 60% of young people in Germany are afraid of the future. Numbers of children suffering from depression and anxiety has more than doubled in the last decade. Ladies and gentlemen, for me, this is not a warning signal. This is an emergency. And as a society, we can no longer afford to look away. Look, the people sitting in the classrooms today, they are not just any young people. Those are the young people who become the future leaders, the future teachers, the future change makers, the future parents. And the way they will grow up will define the kind of society we'll become. If they grow up surrounded by hate, fear, uncertainty, this will be our future. If they grow up surrounded by love, courage, and hope, this might be our society. So we cannot wait for politics or the education system to someday somehow change. No, it is on us. And here's the good news. Everyone here in this room, everyone can help. Because everyone here in this room can be a believer. Which brings me to the question you might ask, what does it take to be a believer? And usually I answer something like this. Let's try and find out together. Please, for a moment, everyone here in this room, go back in your own life. I even like to invite you to close your eyes, just for a minute. Nothing will happen. Close your eyes and pause there for a second. And now, please picture one person, one special person who truly believed in you. Someone who helped you become the person you are today. If you have someone in mind, then please ask yourself this: what did this person do that actually made you feel so special? Take your time for your answer, and when you have it, open your eyes again. Perhaps some of you answer, they cared about me, they listened to me, they supported me, they encouraged me. And perhaps you felt in this quick moment what I felt, that it's all about relationships. See, young people do not need another app, they don't need another technology. No, they don't need something, they need someone who deeply cares about them, who sees them and says, I believe in you, you can do this, and you are enough. And the best thing, science backs this up. In 2017, the Search Institute concluded this: nothing shapes a child's life more than a caring relationship. Let that sink in for a minute. Whenever I read this quote, I get goosebumps all over my body. You know why? Because I see it every day in schools. When you step into a classroom, you don't see just young people, no. You see the presence, or even more painfully, the absence of these caring relationships. So we need help. If you want to be a believer, please do this. Pick one young person, one. And then, truly start to care about them. Listen to them. Spend time with them. Get involved with them. Share their struggles with them. Be there for them. Last year, we went back to Angelo's school. Another seminar, another group of 9th graders. And guess who walked up right before we started? Angelo. This time with a big, happy smile on his face. Sharing with us that he had, since the seminar, not only lost 20 kilograms, but had been elected as the school's representative. Man, we couldn't believe it. And then he asked, do you guys mind if I say some few words before you start? And of course we didn't. So we went to the back, and Angelo went to the front. He grabbed the microphone, smiling, and addressed the students with the following words. Hey there, my name is Angelo. I was part of this seminar last year, and to be honest, I didn't want to be there. But I'm glad I was, because that day changed my life. So please, please take it serious. It might change yours too. Every year, 800,000 young people like Angelo are leaving school in Germany. And if we want to shape our future, if we truly want to shape our future, we must ensure that as many as possible of them have a believer by their side when their life's journey is about to begin and they are making critical life decisions without us. I truly believe change can happen with one believer at a time. 10 years ago, the difference between fear and courage for me was Diego. Today, for a young person out there, that difference might be you. The future is now. So please, please go out there and be a believer. Thank you.